Township Parsippany-Troy Hills Township Council Agenda Meeting of August the 8th, 2023. Adequate notice of the meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing the notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the Municipal Building on December the 21st, 2022, where it has remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in the Daily Record and the Newark Star Ledger on December the 18th, 2022.
December 28th.
December the 28th, excuse me. Council meetings are videotaped and aired on Cablevision, Public Access Channel 21 at 11 a.m. on Sundays and are also available for viewing at www.parsippany.net. Councilman Negley, would you please say the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Karifi?
Here.
Mr. DePiero?
Here.
Mr. Musella?
Present.
Mr. Neglia?
Here.
And Ms. Grignani?
Here.
Also in attendance are Mayor James Barbario, Business Administrator Jamie Cryan, Township Attorney Michael Lavery, Municipal Clerk Colette Madden, Council President. We have a quorum. You may begin.
Thank you. Upcoming meetings, August the 22nd, 2023 at 7 p.m. is a regular meeting. September the 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. is our agenda meeting. Mayor Barbario?
Hey, you guys don't let me out. I'm doing, yes. No, sir. Congratulations, thank you. So this is the Township of Parsippany-Troy proclamation, whereas Coin Public Relations has been a member of the Parsippany Business Committee since 2004. When they established their headquarters at Forest Drive, before subsequently moving to their current location at 5 Little Hollow Road in 2013. And whereas Coin PR employs a dynamic creative team of over 180 full-time communications professionals who are dedicated to being a positive presence in the local business community. And whereas Coin PR was chosen for the unprecedented recognition of being the best place to work, besides Town Hall, by the PR Week magazine, the woke media, and renowned communications, based on its commitment to support its employees by providing an atmosphere where they feel valued, respected, and inspired. Whereas Tom Coin PR's founder and CEO, is an industry leader, having built his company from square one and is constantly striving to maintain a workplace culture with a single mission to create the best place to work for today. Okay? Now therefore, I, James R. Barbera, the mayor of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, do hereby proclaim, while we say 2023 as Coin Public Relations Day, we commend Tom Coin for fostering a workplace culture of respect, diversity, and inspiration dated this 8th day of August, 2023. And I don't tell nobody in Town Hall, because we don't want that to holiday. Thank you very much. That's a nice guy. Thank you. That's a big accomplishment. Thank you. And Parsippany is a great place, isn't it? It is a great place.
All of us?
I don't like it. I can't shine my shoes.
Yeah, that's really not easy. Yeah. You ready to come over here?
I'm fine. Positive, thank you.
So, Mr. Detroit, it'll come over. I wasn't gonna read this. Who's that? Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. One thing. Just to say a few words about how terrific Parsippany is. We're coming up on our 20th year here. We've grown this company fivefold since we arrived. The biggest companies in the world come to Parsippany to find their communications with Walt Disney World, Shell Oil, PepsiCo, the Hard Rock, the Hilton Hotels. Come here to find their population support. We're the best people in the world who work here. They love the restaurants, they love the hotels, they love everything here. In 20 years, you've never let us down. Not with electricity, not with water, not with support, not with your police force. It's been self. So you guys can be proud, you want to help us out. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Get in there first. Get this chair over there. Thank you. Naya, do you have any more, you have remarks?
That's it for now.
That's it? Okay. Township Council, any, remarks?
Well, I just have my follow-ups. Narcan, we're going to discuss at our next meeting. There will be a schedule. Street dedications, there are status?
Yeah, the signs are being made. I spoke to Jimmy Walsh this morning with regards to the two signs and the proper labeling, and then we'll send a copy to you to take a look.
Okay.
And then we will set up the dedication. I'll speak to the Kino family and to the Beatty family as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's all.
Mr. Lavery, Township Attorney.
No report, Council President.
Mr. Cryan, Business Administrator.
Just real quickly, Council President, just wanted to mention that summer hours are continuing on Fridays, 2 o'clock. Employees in the building are taking half-hour lunch Monday through Thursday, and Friday, no lunch, so they are able to leave at 2 o'clock if they want to participate. That's going on through Labor Day. Hope you saw that Niche found that Parsippany was, rated an A+, 87 in the state as one of the best places to live in New Jersey. So kudos to the residents and this council and mayor for continuing to take pride in Parsippany. That's all I have.
Thank you. Township offices, committee reports, any? I have some from the Economic Development Committee. There will be a we have several ribbon cuttings, August the 12th at 11:30 at Eli's Eatery at the Galleria 10 Mall. The public is invited. August the 12th at 12 o'clock, Huckleberry. It's a children's playground, party, and cafe, and that's also at the Galleria Mall. August the 23rd at 5:30 p.m., AFC Urgent Care on Route 46. We will have a ribbon cutting, and the public is also invited. They will have an open house from 4:30 to 6:30. There will be a plaque presentation on August the 23rd at 5 o'clock for Training Innovations, 90 East Halsey Road, Suite 303, celebrating the one-year milestone of their business training podcast for small businesses and business operations in Parsippany. The Economic Development Committee and Video on the Go have Meet the Merchants. Recently, State Farm, Churrasco Grill, and Gourmet Cafe had Video on the Go. They're featured on Channel 21, Public Access TV 21, and on ParsippanyFocus.com. If you would like to have your business featured on Meet the Merchants, please contact Frank Cahill. Tuesday, August the 22nd at 7 o'clock, Economic Development will present a plaque to David Simon and Todd Ward from Newmark Realty in appreciation of securing a lease for Gilead Sciences. They are going to be occupying 96,391 square feet in Latitude, which is located at 379 Interpace Parkway. The next meeting of the Parsippany Economic Development Committee is on Wednesday, September the 6th at 90 East Halsey Road, third floor conference room. The public is invited. Please contact Frank Cahill if you are interested in coming.
Council President, I do
Yes.
have something to add, I'm sorry.
Yes, please, that's all right.
First of all, as I discussed in several council meetings, the farmer's market was actually, each week it's even better and better and bigger and bigger. So this Friday was an excellent, farmer's market. With that, this Thursday night, we have, Austin City, playing at 7:30 at Veterans Memorial Park. They're a modern country band, that's going to be playing on Thursday night, so if anybody would like to attend, these are free summer concerts. And then also, we have the Senior Citizen Award nominations for the, I guess it's, yeah, Mr. Sokolowski Senior Citizen of the Year Award, so if anybody would like to put an application in for any seniors that they feel will be worthy, that would be nice. And also, this last week, we had a neighborhood watch program that was presented by the police department and Officer Remo D'Alessandro, and it was actually a pretty good success, a really big success. We're going to be reaching out to other parts of the community here in Parsippany to extend that invitation to certain areas in Parsippany that feel that they would like to have a citizens watch group, which is coordinated with our police department. And, I learned a lot that day, and I'm sure most of us that were there did. Our police department is an A+. I mean, the things that we offer and the things that we do, and the citizens that night were very happy. I got some phone calls later on with regards to it. So we're going to be reaching out. Like I said, we're going to get our staffing numbers up over the course of years. As you know, we were pretty low when I came back in 2022, down to 81 deployable police officers, when we really should have been at 106. But we're not there. We're up to about 90 now, and we're looking to put more on again for next year. We're putting applications out in September of this year for another crew of individuals. And as you know, the state of New Jersey does not require, as of right now, to have a civil service test. So, which is good, because, this is the first time since I've been mayor in 2010, since really when I was a councilman in 2002, that you can actually hire your own young kids and citizens that grew up in the township. So, and we're starting to actually fill those gaps with kids that grew up here, that went to Parsippany Hills High School, Parsippany High School, which is an A+ for the town. So, and even the individuals that don't live in town are excellent police officers as well. We got a really good selection of police officers, and they strive and they work hard for our citizens here in Parsippany. So thank you.
Thank you. Bids were taken on 7/28/2023, retrofitting MUSCO lighting system at the Smithfield Park Soccer Field for Parsippany Parks Department. On 8/3/2023, one new 2023 valve maintenance trailer for the Waste Department.
Water Department.
Water Department, not waste, Water Department. Thank you, Michael. To be taken, August the 24th, 2023, wastewater treatment plant structural repairs. There will be an executive session. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the Township Council wishes to discuss attorney-client privileges, pending litigation, settlement agreement, Alex Rossetti, and 59 Park Road, and whereas minutes will be taken, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires confidentiality, the minutes may be made public. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills that the public be excluded from this meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn in closed session, please?
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Musella, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
So we will be going into closed session. We do anticipate action to be taken on one of the matters, which is the Rosetti matter that is currently on the non-consent agenda. Thank you. We should be back very, very shortly.
2 months later, 3 checks come in totaling $7,800. I can't for the life of me understand why they would make a contribution to you when you're not running for re-election, and I can't for the life of me understand why you would accept that money since you're not running for re-election. You don't have any debts, you already had 6,000 or 7,000 in your account, you don't need that money. So it seems basically unethical to me at this point in time that you would accept that money. And I'd like to understand why that happened.
No comment. I don't owe you an explanation.
Well, if that's, anybody else on the council or mayor have a comment about this? Were you aware of it?
I have none.
I have no comment.
I don't know what to say. Nobody's bothered by this, but I've said what I had to say today.
Here's what I will say, if I can, with regards to the election laws, and I know I don't know if you're an expert on it, because I'm not. It was reported legally, and as long as it's reported legally, I don't know what the conflict is here. I mean, that's just me personally. I've been questioned myself before, and I always say, you can go to the public records, you can look at them. We follow the Election Law Commission, we follow all that as well.
In this case, the councilman has already announced he's not running for election again. That is the thing that makes no sense here.
Okay.
That's
I will
all
just
have
say
to
that there's plenty of elected officials who decide they're not running again, who still get campaign contributions, and they're allowed to donate money to other elected officials that are running for office.
Well-
And there's state laws that tell you exactly what you can do with those accounts. And to follow up on what the mayor said, these are all these are disclosed. These are public records. That's why you
I'm the one that
have
brought
them.
it up. I'm just wondering why would these companies give you that money? There must be some quid pro quo here, you would
All
think.
right.
Okay, that's out of line. That's not right. That could be your personal opinion, but the
That's
fact
my
of the matter
That
is,
is my personal.
you could take a look at any campaign contribution to anybody, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and you could try to make some connection somewhere along the line. There are some people that actually care about good government and give money to candidates based on that. So that could be the other possibility.
Even if they're retiring.
Sure, they give them out to retirees, the people that are retiring all the time.
Okay.
That's why they're
the way
public
you feel.
records. There's nothing to hide here.
All right, I will mention this. They desired that I continue to participate in the township, attend all the functions, all the tricky trays, so everything else that I've been contributing to over the last 46 years, that I have enough where I can continue to participate actively in the township. They had nothing to gain because I'm not running again. My term ends December 31st. They have nothing to gain. They just felt that I was doing a good job and wanted me to continue participating. I don't like to toot that out, but that's the reason they gave it to me.
Thank you, Mr. Pirro. Thank you, Mr. Clarkin.
Councilman can change his mind and unretire if he wanted to.
I'm not going to change my mind.
Anyone else?
Nicholas Homiak, Lake Hiawatha. Maybe you should all read the book by Jane Meyer, Dark Money, and the Citizens United, about, the best democracy money can buy. You pay. These corporations are subverting the republic with their money, and they get all the tax breaks, and they use the money to buy candidates. So that's all I'll say. I think it is very unethical, but unfortunately, in this distorted republic, it's all legal now, and hopefully someday it'll be overturned. I want to make a complaint or concern, excuse me. At a recent planning board, zoning board of adjustment meeting, and this happened to me in the past, and I could be any citizen. Now, there's a land issue, a land use issue. Parsippany belongs to the New Jersey Highlands. We live in the Highlands whether we're in conformance or not. We live in this part of the world, this physiogeographic area. So I go to the official site of the New Jersey Highlands Council, and I get an interactive map, a GSI Advanced Property Report. Best science available, can tell anybody, a citizen or an attorney, anything they want to know about a particular piece of land. At the meeting, you're shut down. Why are you shut down? Because you got it from the internet. It could be a hoax. I mean, how, please, Mr. Lavery, tell me, that is ridiculous. And it's a step on a little citizen, because apparently if you're not an attorney, I hope if an attorney would use one of those reports as a argument as to why a certain proposal of development might be overscaled for the landscape, he wouldn't be told, sorry, you got the map from the internet. It's a hoax. An official site of the state of New Jersey, an advanced property report, is deemed a hoax by officials on the zoning board of adjustments, and it happened to me once before in the past. So I think that is totally inappropriate to do that to any person. If the person is trying to advocate an issue, a land use issue, with the best science available from an official site, and he's told, and the other thing, did you make the map? So if I made the map, it would be better than if some group of scientists or the NJDEP, the Highlands made the map. I mean, the whole thing to me was ridiculous to be told something like that.
Well, I will tell you that I don't like to second guess other attorneys, especially when I wasn't there, so I don't know the circumstances, but I would just suggest maybe in the future, just email the Highlands and say, hey, can you send me a copy of X map or X document or whatever, and then you bring the document from the Highlands, and then I think, and you can say, here's a copy of the letter that they transmitted it to me,
But-
it's their map, as opposed to saying, I took it off the internet.
No, I didn't take it off the internet. I took it off the official website of the state of New Jersey, the Highlands Council. So, and I did get correspondence from the Highlands Council saying that anyone could use these maps, but not in Parsippany. Not in Parsippany.
Yeah,
So there's
unfortunately,
something.
I wasn't there, so.
Is that is that all your questions? Are those all your questions?
That was my concern. That wasn't a question,
Oh,
that was
okay.
my concern. I guess to Mr. Lavery, it was a question, but why, I'll leave it at that, but you should look into that. Because, as a citizen, that tool is available to me or to anybody. And to be shut down by an official board in a land use issue because I have a document from the internet, but it's really from
No, we don't.
the Highlands Council, there's something wrong there.
Thank you. I don't think you can, anyway.
My name is Raymond Gallup, and I just wanted to say I support what Nick just said about dark money. Regarding Parsippany, among New Jersey's most expensive town, a report says in the Parsippany patch And basically, I just got my real estate, my property tax bill, and it's like $200 more on the bill. And other people have said, I talked to other people in the town, and they said they had the same hit on taxes. And I know that in the situation that Biden and Phil Murphy are raising taxes in New Jersey and federal-wise, I think we should be going the other way to get more businesses in here and not have residents fleeing the state and fleeing Parsippany because they're going out. And I see it in town a lot. I know it from the neighborhood. I talk to other people, and I know that they're talking about other places, like even Delaware, where they get a break on their taxes and so forth. So I'm just saying, if we don't look at that, sooner or later, there's going to be repercussions.
Thank you.
If I may respond, Council President, with regards to the taxation that Mr. Gallup is talking about, 25% of your municipal property, of your taxes are municipal. So I guess 25% of the 200 is that's your increase when it comes to municipal. I think the article that you're alluding to is the fact that I don't think it says Parsippany is the most expensive. It says that Parsippany residents spend the most money. I think that was the article you're talking about, not being most expensive. That I could be wrong because I read the Pats, and the Pats said that the residents of Parsippany spend a lot of money with regards to that. So, yes.
Thank you.
So, yeah, and this is the same one I read. It says here, per month on household bills such as mortgages, which we don't control, car payments, which we don't control, insurance, house insurance, life insurance, which we don't control, anything like that. So this is kind of misleading, this headline, where it says Parsippany among New Jersey's most expensive towns. That's what the report says. It means that the residents spend the most. That's what it means. And it says it right in here, right below lower caption, household bills. We don't control people's household bills. That's not what we do. Okay, so with that being said, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you.
Casara Grasso here. So I'm not going to be talking about cannabis tonight. I know that everyone's worried about that. But the mayor spoke about it before, about the Neighborhood Watch, and I just wanted to say that my husband and I have joined. It was created by Lake Parsippany resident Karen Wentz, and I just wanted to thank her for initiating it. And I also want to give a big thank you to Councilman Musella and Mayor Barbario for attending our very first meeting last week. And I also wanted to share this message from everyone at the Neighborhood Watch. To ensure unity and safety in our town, we want to extend an invitation to you and any of your neighbors, friends, or family that reside in the area to our next meeting being held at 7 p.m. Wednesday, August 30th at the police station conference room. We hope our communities and all of Parsippany will unite and be the eyes and ears for the police department and keep our town safe again. And Karen has requested that if you would like to join us at the next meeting, you just email her directly, and all of her contact information is on this. And Mayor, I totally understand that it takes some time to beef up, the police department, but we just want to do what we can to help as, residents of Parsippany. So thank you.
And I appreciate that. And I'm glad most of the residents understand that we're behind, not due to the fact that the police department doesn't want to do their duties, but they're so short-staffed that, we have to do one thing that's, I think the AG, Attorney General guidelines is patrols, number one. And we need to patrol. And as you heard that night, and I hear from a lot of residents, our patrol is picked up at night. We're going into neighborhoods, and I'm getting, we're getting accolades on that. Residents calling up saying, I've seen police here regularly, and they've been doing a great job. So with that being said, I also want to point out the fact that we're going to have coffee with the mayor and coffee with a cop. I'm trying to get ShopRite to see if they'll do it, and I think they will do it. And it's going to discuss the neighborhood watches and stuff like that. Thank you, Casara.
Seeing no one?
Anyone else? I'd like to have a motion to
wait a minute.
entertain. Oh, sorry.
There's always one.
Thank you.
Thank you for skipping me, though.
What was that? Oh,
So first and foremost, do I need this? You guys need it anyways?
That's not on.
You don't need it for me. I can't hear it 2 feet away from me.
I don't like listening.
No, we have to use it.
Yeah.
Testing. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for your time today. I want to thank the Parsippany Police Department. This is an issue that we're coming to you guys jointly-ish, asking for your help. So we are residents of Jean Terrace, and we're representing Jean Terrace and Arthur Drive. If you look at the map, we have 24...
Name and address, please, first.
Yep, 50 Jean Terrace, Jacqueline Guardias.
Thank you.
So we have 24 children on the block, all under the age of 18. And we're coming to you asking for help with the 19 Jean Terrace situation, which is a group home being run by Allies Incorporated. There's been a multitude of situations, huge police responses. You know, what you'll see in the bigger packets is about 23 different incident requests that has tied up the police department just in the past 12 months. What I'm here to talk to you about is just a plea for help in getting something done here. Like, you know, I want to speak with you personally about what happened to my daughter and my husband, both recently on July 16th. But first and foremost, as you guys start to look through that, you're going to see two trends with these police reports. One is the elopement. So the children are in danger. They have been found in backyards. They have been found in places through fences where there's pools. They've been found barefoot. They've been found on Route 80 twice, where the police have needed to intervene and bring these residents back. They have entered uninvited into our neighbor's house at 70 Jean Terrace, totally uninvited, unprovoked. What you're also going to see in these police reports is the violence that these residents are administering towards other residents, towards the staff, and now towards residents of the neighborhood. One of these police reports talks about an incident that has happened twice in the same day. The staff was abused by one of the residents. They were sent to the hospital. They were returned. The resident became violent again, and the staff actually locked themselves in their office, escaped through a window so that they could let the police in. They then spoke to their administration and asked if the child could be removed because they felt they were in danger. It was denied. And the police department, which is already understaffed, had to stay and wait until a male employee showed up for the night shift for the women to feel safe and to be relieved. This is a huge, huge drain on resources. And what I want to talk to you about is what happened to my daughter. So on July 16th, she's 6 years old, 6.5. She was walking outside with my husband. They were planning for a fun Sunday. They were going to attend a birthday party. They were in the driveway when one of the residents from 19 Jean Terrace had run through a neighbor's backyard, a fenced-in backyard, so completely unexpected. And this resident of 19 Jean Terrace started running through our backyard. That person made a very sharp turn and started running at my daughter. My husband was within arm's reach of this. He hesitated. No one expected that this violent child would be coming from a fenced-in yard of the neighbors. We know the neighbors. We're great friends with the neighbors. He also hesitated because at the end of the day, it is a kid. You know, male, female, he was 4.5 feet tall. Your reaction as a parent is not to be violent towards a child. That hesitation resulted in my daughter being smashed to the pavement of the driveway. She had abrasions. We needed a police report. And worse than the physical issues, which have healed, she's okay, is the emotional. She asked her dad, she asked us, why? Why did the boy run away from everybody? Why did the boy push me down? Why me? And then she asked, will he get in trouble? And what's going to happen to him? Nothing happened to him. The police were informed that he would be transferred nearly immediately to a better facility, a better managed facility. He wasn't. It's been a month, and he's still at 19 Jean Terrace. I can't tell my daughter that it won't happen again because these kids are still eloping. We had another incident just this weekend where one of the children got out and went through that same neighbor's backyard. Fortunately, we weren't home, but I don't feel safe. My daughter has questions. My husband doesn't want to go outside because he doesn't want to be violent or even reactive towards these children. We understand that they have situations. We have neighbors children in the neighborhood with special needs. I completely understand that it's not these children. It's the behaviors, it's the actions, kind of the way that they're being handled, and they're not being properly managed. And we're really concerned, not only for their safety, but now for our safety, for our children. We have 24 kids on the block. There's a bus stop. I mean, there's just so many instances in which these kids have gotten out, and the tipping point was the violence that was shown towards my daughter, and the fact that we as neighbors do not want to have to react to this. If the house could be closed down, the police reports also show that they have spoken with the management, with the director. Nothing has been done. We have written letters to DCFS. We've tried to go through traditional routes to get better, improved management just for the child care as well as for our kids, and nothing has been accomplished. And we're really, really hoping that you guys could step in and close this facility down, because it's not safe for the kids that are there, and it's no longer safe for the kids in our neighborhood. I mean, I can't let my daughter go outside. She used to ride bikes with the neighbors. She's not allowed outside, even with us. We hold our breath every time we walk from the front door to the car until we can get in and lock the door. I mean, these are unprovoked things that happen completely out of the blue, and my husband hesitated for a second because he didn't want to react to a child, and that's how my daughter got hurt. And there's so many kids on this block that this could happen to again.
Thank you.
Can I ask you how old those?
I was just going to ask that question.
How old these kids are?
How old are the
about?
children that are there?
They're all minors. They're all under 18.
But are we talking 10, or are we talking 15, 16? How old?
It's all
ranges.
It ranges, Councilman, it ranges.
And are they mentally challenged? They're all
Yes, they
special
are.
needs.
They are.
Okay,
But
all right, so
if I can,
yes, please.
tomorrow I have a meeting with the administrator in my office. I have spoken to the attorney that's been handling it from the Inglesino firm, Justin Marquetta, and I told him outright that if this doesn't stop, we're gonna close it down. I've got all the complaints that, that were put in from my aide, and I said I don't want to tolerate it anymore. I understand that typhus has control, who can come and who can go, but if this is going to continue to happen, we will close it down. The state might fine us, but I don't want your safety to be in question or anything like that. So I'm having a meeting tomorrow with the administrator. I'm going to be very firm with the individual, saying I understand that, these individuals have needs. I get all that, but not to go in people's front yards, urinate and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to tolerate that. So just so you know, there is a meeting tomorrow morning in my office with the administrator. I'm going to make that very clear to the administrator.
Mayor, can you have one of the residents sit in on that meeting?
I don't think it's prudent, to be honest with you, Council President, because it's going to become a legal proceeding.
But the information that you shared
Yeah,
is helpful. and
yeah,
if you
we
can
have
email it to
everything.
me, I'd appreciate it.
Only because this is, if we decide to close it down, the state's going to come down hard on us.
I was just thinking that in case this director claims certain things and they're not true, one of the residents could let you know that.
We have all the
You have-
We have all the reports, and they're pretty damaging, some of the reports, so, but to be totally honest with you, we can't have this any longer. This got so far out of control that no matter what we do on the police side, we're being ignored by, the actual housing, who's ever running it, and from what I understand, it's typhus, they're the ones that choose who goes where, and I guess when they turn age 18, they can be shipped and moved out. But we can't have this in our neighborhoods. This is just totally ridiculous and way out of control.
My first question, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Where's the staff?
Yeah.
The staff, quite honestly, I don't need this. The staff is not capable.
You have to speak into the.
Oh, I do have to?
For the record, yes.
Okay. So the staff is incapable of taking care of the residents at this particular facility. At any given moment when they escape from the facility, staff is extremely negligent. I mean, gross negligence is coming into play here. They are several steps behind, trying to catch up with an individual who has left the facility. And physically, the staff isn't even physically fit to stay in contact with them. So then it begs the question as to what type of background checks are performed on these particular individuals when they are supposed to be supervising these patients.
Okay.
So the staff is not adequate.
Do you have any idea, excuse me, do you have any idea the ratio to staff to residents?
I do not have personal information associated with that, but when I see them going on walks, there could be 3 to 4 residents walking and only 1 staff member with them.
And how many patients are at this group home?
You know,
It changes.
I'll get all that information tomorrow, but I think what they're trying to say is that the staff is pretty intimidated by the aggressiveness of the patients.
Yeah, I mean, if it's helpful for the incident with my daughter, at least, there was a security camera that picked up the staff. The kid had been lost already, and they're just leisurely walking up and down the street. Like, they didn't turn and run until you could hear my daughter scream on the security camera, and then the person rushed.
Okay.
But they weren't following the kid. They weren't trying to go through the backyards. They didn't intervene. They don't intervene anymore.
Okay.
Usually,
Well,
they're waiting for a police
just as the
response.
mayor said, he will be taking care of that. Sorry for your problems
Yeah,
with
it's horrible.
this.
It's
I had a brother who was mentally handicapped. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, not unfortunately, he lived with us, and he was a sweetheart. And I'm so sorry that you're going through this. But hopefully the mayor will contact and have that meeting, and people, your residents and your families will feel some safety once this is taken care of. And thank you for coming before us. We greatly
I do
appreciate
want
it.
to say one last thing.
Shirley?
Because as residents, we're very close with one another. We have gotten to know each other quite intimately over the course of us living there. And we care about each other, but we also care about the individuals that are
course,
patients in this
of course.
house. Their safety is called into question, so is ours, because we all have small children. But also, with negligent staff members, there are a number of us that have pools. I myself have a pool in my
You have to be
backyard,
careful.
and
Yeah.
they're opening our gates and entering into these
Yeah.
spaces.
Well,
Their
as I
safety is
said,
being called into
hopefully,
question.
when the mayor meets with the administration tomorrow, this will be taken care of.
We want them to be okay as well.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
very much for
We're
coming
very sorry
before us.
that this is happening.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else would like to come forward? Like to entertain a motion to close the public session, please?
Make a motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Floor is closed.
There are introductions to ordinances. Council members, if you'd like to make comments on any of them, please look at them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just, prior to this conversation with the residents on Jean Terrace, there's an ordinance that is up for consideration. It's about community residences being allowed in residential zones. In light of this, should we maybe rethink doing this?
What
to
number are you
prevent-
looking at?
It's ordinance number 8128.
Is it an ordinance for introduction?
Where are you looking,
We don't
sir?
have this.
I have this right
We
here.
don't have that.
Oh, okay, so, can I see that, please?
Yeah.
I have a residence in in back of my home.
Oh, you know what that is? Excuse me, Loretta. That ordinance you're talking about, item number 6, is not on our list. It's not up for a vote. That was in our backup data,
Yes, that was the backup.
but it was not included in our agenda.
I think, Mr. Musella, this
It's
is
not on the agenda, no.
this is an isolated incident. We have had several residential homes in Parsippany,
Just this number
and
4
this
on
is
the
the
agenda.
first time that there has
It's
been...
number 4, by the way, just so we are on the same page.
What's number 4?
Okay,
On the introduction
development
to ordinances on
regulations,
the agenda.
number 4. I think this is an isolated incident. We've had numerous residents in our township, and hopefully this will be taken care of tomorrow when the mayor meets with the administration of this residence hall.
What were you bringing up, item 4? What's the concern there?
Should we, Mr. Nucello? He wants to know if we should make any
What's-
recommendations.
It's on here. Yeah.
No concern, no concern.
What is your issue with item number 4?
I was just saying if this was going to permit more group homes in residential
No,
areas.
no. This is parking spaces for delicatessens,
No,
bagel
I'm not
stores,
talking
and
about.
big...
I'll just give it to you so you
Here's
can
number
see it.
4.
Here it is, development regulations.
Yeah, development regulations is for parking spaces
You see what I'm.
for delicatessens, bagel stores,
Okay.
bakeries. They're the same.
It's not on the agenda, so it's not on the agenda anyway.
What's not on the agenda?
What
It's
he-
in the backup information.
Okay, never mind.
Non-consent agenda?
Non-consent, Michael?
No, I'm still on ordinances.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 5.
Ordinance number 1 on the list on introduction. Everybody sees number 1, right? So we're on the right one?
Yes.
That one, number 5.
Okay. This is changing our zoning for wireless telecommunications. Now, I wrote the ordinance for wireless telecommunications about 15 years ago, which requires carriers to prove to the township that there are no existing structures that can hold their antennas before they ask for a construction of their own antenna. Now, what this particular ordinance does, it addresses amateur radios, which I did not address. And all this does with amateur radios, including them in this ordinance, is to define setbacks. Setbacks from front yards, side yards, backyards. That's all it does. There are no restrictions for the height of the antennas or the wattage that they are transmitting. So it seems to me this is, if this was an attempt to address amateur radios, it only goes part way. It's incomplete. I'll take a minute, if you don't mind, telling you a story. Way back before I was even on the township council, I had a neighbor up the street who drove a cab of a 18-wheeler. He would haul anything, anywhere, anytime, with his cab. And he had a 60-foot antenna constructed in his backyard, with a huge antenna on it that revolves. And he had a CB, and his wife could reach him on the CB no matter where he was. What he did was, CB at that point in time was amateur communications, and they had a 5-watt power restriction. He had a 1,000-watt amplifier on his CB, and his wife could reach him anywhere in the... And, yeah. So, when a neighbor complained, he would go over and put filters on their TVs, so when his wife was transmitting, it wouldn't garble their TVs. And no one ever complained to the town, and he lived there for about 5 years and continued to use that. Why I mention this story is there's no restrictions on this in a residential area. If an amateur radio guy wants to put up a big antenna and whatever power he's using, this doesn't address it. Maybe some neighbors don't want 60-foot antenna in their neighbor's backyard. So I suggest maybe this get looked at again, whoever wrote it, and see if we should address height and wattage for amateur radios.
Comments? Anyone else have any concerns about the introduction articles? ordinances, please. Michael, the non-consent agenda, Mr. DePiero.
Non-consent agenda, resolution. R 2023-112, authorizing a settlement agreement with Alex Rossetti. Motion to approve the resolution above by myself.
We get a second? Anyone?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. DePiero, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Consent agenda, council members, would you please look at the resolutions if you have any questions?
Okay, seeing none.
Approval.
Approval of payroll and bills list. CFO Leonard Ho recommends authorization for payment, authorized payment of the August 4th, 2023 regular miscellaneous payroll estimated at $1,650,000. Number two, payment of bills for voucher list 8123 through 8323 of $1,637,782.19. Motion to approve the authorization for payment made by myself.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
A motion, please, to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Yeah, just waiting like you guys were waiting before, right? Okay, motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Musella. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Would you happen to know, so a business owner in